Hello guys, I just want to record what investments I'm doing, so this is my first video. I want to start with this one, with the crypto I have. I only have, as you can see in here, Bitcoin, and I invested £2,000 so far, so the 74 was like the pounds was gained in last 6 months, I believe. How did we get back to, yeah, the overview? So you can see in last 6 months is when I started. I actually had money in crypto in 2022 or something like that, and maybe I had like 10,000 at the time and take out like 12,000. So I made in 22 about £2,000. But I got into financial trouble, so I had to use the money. That's why I had to sell the crypto. And I didn't know there was £20 left in the actual cash. So about in October, as you can see, 24, I realized there was £20 there left, and you can actually buy a fraction of crypto for Bitcoin of that. So that's what is history. As you can see, that £20 kind of turned into 60. Interesting. Maybe I just realized I can actually put more in there because yeah, it doesn't make sense. It didn't triple in size. But basically at this point, that was in Feb 11, I first time put again money since 22 in there, £1,000. Then I did it next month again. As you can see, that dropped about 100 quid. And then when I put new money in there, it was instantly like down because at this point there was £1,500 basically invested. But it wasn't that much down. And today I put, I don't know, 500 quid on there, so it's 2,000. But as you can see, the whole profit in the last 6 months, 60 quid at 3.67%. So it's nothing spectacular, but it's not too shabby either. So that's my crypto. I do also have this one. So this one is the Freetrade. Uh, I didn't know what's ISA or ISA before, so I did that on the application, the 212. Uh, but because when I started the accounts, I had more than 20,000, which you can only max out 20,000. I need a like second account, which will be ISA to put the other money in. So I open up on this application, the Freetrade, and I'm still going basically all in on S&P 500. But as you can see in here, I have Vanguards and the iShares, just to compare them how they're gonna perform, nothing else. So as you can see, the difference in value in the value of the actual share, because 17 shares of Vanguard, which is the same value pretty much as the 32 shares of the iShares. And one of them is accumulating, the other one is dividends. I just wanted to see what's gonna happen. It's not worth it. As soon as that's gonna be in plus, I'm just gonna sell all of those and put it into the ISA, because for this year, obviously I don't have another 20,000 to put in there to max it out. And to save on tax. So as soon as this will be in plus, I'll just gonna sell this basically all of that. So I know it's not any loss, and I'll max out the ISA as much as I can. But obviously I'm not gonna make 20,000 anyway in total. But that's also what I have. So in here we have in total that 2,676. And also in here you can see it'll be the same story. Well, actually on this one, that was my first application ever. So I think I used to trade, yeah, again, that was in 2022. And I got as high as what? 6,000 back then. And then they also kind of update with terms and conditions. I didn't understand it. I didn't like it. I didn't know what's gonna happen to the account, so I sold it all, as you can see, and I never came back. But then, yeah, again, the money was rotting in the bank account and just been destroyed by inflation. I was like, don't be stupid and start doing something. So first time I did, again, start putting some money. That was on this one in November, yeah, before I found out what was ISA, and then just did the other account with the 212 and put everything there. But it looks like I was putting some money in here too. I'm a bit surprised that I did, because it should be all going on ISA. Why did I buy? in March. I think I made a mistake. I think, yeah, you see in the last one, I think I by accident bought shares on this application without the ISA account instead of the other one. Well, that happened. That will explain it. Why I didn't actually invest for more than a month. Because every month I want to, excuse me, invest as much as I can. And sometimes it will be 1,000, sometimes will be less, sometimes will be maybe a bit more. Depends on conditions and work. But I'm pretty much going all in. I don't see way out of my poverty if I don't do this. What else can you do? So we have £2,676 in here. Also, as you can see, obviously down because of the tariffs from Trump. And again, I don't really worry about it. It'll be the same story if I look at the actual, let's say the Vanguard. How did it perform forever? And there we go. This one actually is right now still plus 89%, so that will be even better. I didn't look when it started, so when it started, that's quite important. That's not that old either. I'll look at this one. So only 2020, and in 5 years, 90%. So he's almost doubled again on this one. And that's the accumulating. Maybe I should buy ISA Vanguard on the other one. We'll see what happens in that. Yeah. So it's not too bad basically this one. And the iShares out of interest. This one as is how long? Something 2020. And 78 years. So the Vanguard seems to be doing better. And I mean 10% over, 5 years. Okay, 2% per year more. But it's still more. And this one was the dividends as well, so I don't want to dissipate in dividends. I don't want to do this one anyway. Again, as soon as this kind of equalize and goes into green, I'll just sell it. I'll put everything on ISA account into the other account. But I have one more. The main thing I want to invest into is this one. So I have the 212 application to buy stocks. Once again, I only use one asset, and that is this one, iShares. As you can see, yeah, this is the idea why I want to start tracking like what's going on and do update every month. Otherwise, I know myself I'm gonna forget basically what happened so far, even though it's kind of tells me in here as well. So far I invested 18,000, and my return is minus 1,800, so 11% down. Yeah, ever since the tariffs, blah blah blah. But yeah, I don't really care. As you can see, can we see the history on this one graph? I can't put finger on the dates. Is it not possible on this one? I'm pretty sure I was doing it before. Yeah, last day, okay, 70 quid. Last month it's still down 700 quid. But in the last 3 months it was going down by 2,500. So right now it's not too bad when it's on 1,800. I was sure I was able to. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. So as you can see, this is kind of the same story. Like similar to the crypto, basically when I was able to make a deposit. So in December I did 20,000 actually. I put in there. Again, finally after many years, I was okay. I'll just come back and start trading because I'm gonna stay poor otherwise forever. But then I realized I made mistake with this ISA account. I wasn't supposed to maximize out 2,000, so I had to sell later on, 4,000 down. I'll show you why because of the next asset I have basically, or investments I should say. So that's why it was like 16,000, and I was about to put £1,000 every single month more. I see January, February was 16,000. Did I not make any deposit on February? Oh wait, I'm looking at the whole thing. No, wrong thing I think. Net deposit, no, it was still saying 16,000 there. What the hell? Only in April it suddenly jumped. Oh wait, oh, I see. No, it was always 16, 16. I'm confused myself. This is why I do the video. I was pretty sure I was doing every month £1,000. It doesn't seem like it happened in February. I must have forgot completely. And then in March, still nothing. Um, um, on Bullswood. How did I do in April twice, 1,000 and then 1,000? Excuse me, I get a little bit cold. I'm convinced. I think it's because of when the market was actually updated, or because when you put the order, it takes sometimes a couple of days before you actually get those shares. Yeah, suddenly in April I got supposedly 2,000. Always end of April. Yeah, the first one was a start of April. So it meant to be actually for the March. I just forgot again and then did it start of April. That could be the case, but basically now my total contributions are 18,000 here. But as you can see, my balance right now is only 16,000. Excuse me. So 1,800 down. But don't matter, really. I mean, when we look at the actual share value, even if I go one year back, that would be still £14 more. So if I did buy the shares a year ago, which I didn't because I only started in, was it January or February, yeah, a couple months ago, I'll be still in plus right now. I'm only not because I just bought literally before the tariffs, so it dropped down that much, but I'm not too much worried. This particular stock was existing only since, can we get it? History. Oh, there we go. I think oh, god damn it. Why is it not showing the days again? I wanted to check the price. Oh, there we go. Finally. As you can see, this one only exists since 24th of February 2020. So in, what is it, 5 years, pretty much more than double. Oh, sorry, it increased by 76%. But that is what, 5 years, 76%. Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like the S&P, that's what I expect. Like on average, 13% higher, and that's now down significantly because of the charges as well. So, excuse me, that wipe out some kind of profit. But again, if I started 5 years ago, well, by now I will be, not exactly double, but okay, it will be near double of that regardless, even with the tariffs and everything else going on. So I'm kind of betting everything on this to get myself out of poverty. This is literally all the money I have, by the way, guys. I don't have anything else. I don't have any assets. I have no house. I'm only renting. I have no car to speak of. The car I have is 11 years old and worth £3,000 max. Yeah, I doubt somebody will pay for that 3,000 anyway. And I have a decent computer, I guess, because that's the one pleasure I have in my life. Let's say, but even that is like worth, let's say 3,000 as well, because it was kind of the better one. About 2 years ago, but it can't be worth not that much now. I guess it's must be £1,000, I guess, or maybe even less. It's been 2 years now, but yeah, I guess that's what I have: £1,000 in computer, £3,000 in car, plus everything else that you're gonna see on my account. So in here, well, not the shares, the actual value, yeah, 16,000 in here. Then the crypto was 2,000 in there, and I also have this one, the lifetime ISA, which again I didn't know about at all until recently, which yeah, makes figure why I'm so poor at I just turned 40, by the way, today, as a matter of fact. So in my 40s I have no assets, I'm poor. Also because, yeah, other things that happened in my life and just wasted, not wasted, I could 50,000 stolen from me at some point, and that was all my savings. Everything else, I had to restart my life at 30 years old, roughly. Sorry, that was in 25, but it took me 5 years just to kind of be out of the debt after that as well, because I had to go into debt just to sustain my living. And then I was still in zero at 30, and then I decided that my savior will be university, which I did, and I get masters and everything else, and the job still sucks. My job is still barely minimum wage in UK, so it didn't help at all. I'm just still in even bigger debt now because now I'm only money for the student loan and stuff. Uh, at least I'm not paying it off because I don't make money, so they can't charge me anything per month. They do still charge me, but it's not that much. Because yeah, I don't make much money. I'm literally minimum wage worker, technically speaking. So I also have this one, then the lifetime, because on this one, and I'll show you. And maybe some of you don't know. I was stupid, I didn't know until now. The government gives you 25% on top of what you invest. So you can see in here, I started doing it only again in December, so recently. Again, I'm only investing a couple months back because my money was rotting in my bank account and being eaten away by inflation because I was scared to invest. And then I was like, no, you go all in. There is nothing that needs to be in bank account being eaten away by inflation every single day. If maybe at least you can stop the inflation by having accounts which actually earns you same interest, at least meaningful interest to battle the inflation, and potentially if you invest correctly with the S&P 500 and you make on average, let's say that 10 to 13% projected per year on your investment, then not only you're gonna beat inflation, but you can actually increase the wealth over time, and maybe by the time I'll be in retirement age 20 years from now, I'm actually going to be looking at income, passive income, bigger, 4 times as much as I have to do now as a working, if I last that long and manage to do hopefully £1,000 a month somehow, every month, which is a big ask to do, I know, but I'll at least going to try to do that. Well, so you can see in here, December 23rd, this is the reason why on the other ISA, when I realized, the ISA maximally can be per year 20,000. So from the stocks, I took away 4,000 and then I put the 4,000 back into this one. And as you can see instantly, the government bonus was £1,000. So they gave you 25% every year. Like if it was possible to put more than 4,000 per year, obviously you're going to do that. Like 25% interest is an insane amount. And granted, this lifetime ISA, you can't use it, it's not like you can take money away till you're going to lose the bonus straight away. So basically what this means is you cannot use the money for anything else outside of buying a house. So I can use the money now, but it's can be only used towards buying a house, which I'm not planning to do. I don't even dream anymore about buying a house. It's literally impossible to start with, and then pointless as a second point. The other thing you can use this for is when you're in retirement age. So after 60, you can use this as your money, as your retirement money. So after 60 is basically unlocked, and if you take away the money, the government will not take away your bonus. That's what I'm saying. So if every year I can get 25% from them, and then on top of that, every year the application, as you can see, the interest is coming every month. Depending on how big was investing at the time, then you get more and more. But yeah, my last interest was 19 quid. And last time I put something there was actually this month, 14 April, 200 quid on there. So at the moment, I'd say probably here, yeah, my goal was to get 45,000 in total, which is whatever. I just put any number there, it doesn't really matter. That's not what I'm aiming for. Literally go forever until I'm 60, hopefully. And hope I'll just make sure every year it'll be 4,000, because then I know my bonus, as you can see in here, is how much you can put this year. So I only so far put 500 quid. But it's only April, right? So it's not too bad. I still got another 11 months to do another 3,500. But I'll do that to make sure I'm gonna again get the bonus £1,000 basically from government. Because right now my total bonus claim, you can see in here, it says 50 and £950 to be claimed. And also on the top you can see the daily interest. It says 68 pence basically per day I got so far from this account as interest. So excuse me again. In these times of stress, when I see my money going down, as soon as I start investing basically in thousands on the other accounts, this account will be probably the one that, because it will never go down. It can only go up unless something happens to the application. Like, how can I trust these people again? That's one worry I have. Mind you, they should be all covered until 85,000, I think, by government, because it's registered with the Financial Conduct Authority, FCI or whatever it's called. I forgot. But they back that up because they registered. The government backs it out up to 85,000 in total. Obviously, I don't have 85,000. So even if this application Tembo, by the way, is the one I'm using right now, this is not financial advice. Yeah, like I'm just showing you what I have. Definitely don't take any advice from me. I'm just showing you how bad I'm doing so far. And this is the reason why I'm doing this video, because I'm doing hopefully the right thing, but it didn't start well. And it's very easy for me, especially to get lost, like, do I actually make profit or not? I'm gonna have to make this video every single month with the updates, like what was the movement in that, so I actually can keep a track if I'm in plus or not, and how to plan accordingly. But so far, this is the plan. Just invest as much as you can, hopefully up to £1,000 between those accounts. I need to do this one up to 4,000 before the end of the year, and everything else into the ISA account with the stocks, with the S&P 500. So in theory, again, if £1,000 a month I can hopefully invest, there'll be £12,000 to £4,000 should be going here, £8,000 should be going to the ISA. And if I sometimes I get like extra job, maybe I do overtime, whatever else, I can make a couple $100 more. I may actually put that into crypto. Again, it depends on how it's gonna look like. The crypto didn't move that much for me to inspire me, but it was already. I only gonna invest in one thing, which is the most likely to actually have some meaning, which is Bitcoin. That used to be 100,000, so chances are that's gonna repeat again at some point. So if it's 76,000 now, well, I can definitely make some, couple percent in there, and then most likely just sell it, and because I don't think it's gonna go more than 100,000, but I will see how it goes. But I'm pretty sure there's still some money to make, but I don't really wanna, oops, risk too much with that. I think that's technically still the highest risk. Like crypto is just made out of smoke. There's nothing real behind it, so it can go in flames when the trust dissipates from the people, because it's not backed by anything really, is it? Outside of public trust that it actually has a meaning. It's not like it's a production and they manufacture something and there's an actual meaningful product, and there are some premises they own and they can sell in case it goes to hell, and the backers can get something back. No, it can go to zero basically. So yeah, only 2,000 there is what I'm comfortable so far to do, and maybe if I do some extra overtime and stuff like that, I'm still pretty comfortable to try to make it for more, because I think in terms of short term gain, it's probably it's the highest risk, but it's the highest chance of profit as well on there, like big profit on there, because it may suddenly shoot up to 100,000. You never know. Again, it usually goes like that. You wait, and then suddenly it's gonna go to 100,000, and that would be 25% increase out of nowhere. So if I had 2,000 in there, 500 quid like that, it's gonna be up. Again, it's excuse me, probably not that worth it, that risk, considering it can go to zero for 500 quid really, and you have to wait for that for God knows how many months. It's probably it's definitely it's not something I'm gonna bank on in my position at least. If I was probably rich, I'm probably gonna definitely risk a lot more in there if I can afford it, because I think the potential is quite big in there, and if you can catch it, you make the most money. But that's not my position. That's not where I am. I can't afford too much risk. So as much as I can risk is the S&P 500, which again on average, if you at least wait for a year, you won't be in minus. It will be at least the same. If you wait for a year, you can see when I was looking at the history. Even now that it's down, last year it was still a bit less than this. So if I shouldn't basically panic. It may say I invested 80,000 and I only have 15,000 now in there, technically speaking. It doesn't matter because in a year from now it'll be at least 18,000 again. Uh, I won't say guaranteed, but I guess you never know. But it never happened. That will be for more than a year. That low. It's definitely gonna hopefully stabilize, and then you hold it for 5 years. You've seen that it was almost it can double. So if I sustain it for every month at £1,000, hopefully mostly again into that one, into the S&P 500, then who knows, maybe the money can really double in 5 years that I will invest in that, and suddenly maybe I will get out of poverty. But we're talking 5 hard years of, I guess, what I've been doing so far. I'm just trying to save money and plan for the future. But I didn't really have a real plan. I didn't have the knowledge either. I just know I didn't want to waste the money inside the bank. Is this the point? Why would you save the day and just waste it away? But this is still a risk I'm taking, and if that's gonna go in hell, with my luck, even though that's the one thing I know about like S&P 500. You just wait long enough, it will be fine. Just don't sell when it's down, like now. I will never sell. I don't need them. Well, I said I said I don't need the money. I don't have money. I mean, I put everything into the S&Ps anyway. So if I'm suddenly in trouble, I have a credit card. I will have to go into debt even more than I am. Basically, through the credit card, I'll just pay like that. I guess worst case scenario. That's my backup plan. If everything goes down to hell, then yeah, use your credit card to pay your bills so you can sustain yourself. And obviously, in the meantime, you will not invest at all. But I will never touch the money. I will never take them out, especially not when it's down, because that will just mean, yeah, you just did another stupid thing. Even though all it takes, I know, is just to wait long enough before it's a profit again. Then you can sell it if you want to, because you're gonna have a profit. But yeah, the plan is no, that's my retirement right there. So I'm gonna try and never touch the money at all, and just live like a monk, like the way I'm living now. Like nothing, just everything I can. I literally just save for as long as I can. Hopefully, I will not have to do it for that 20 years until I get retired, and then there should be some kind of amount of money that will mean I will definitely make more just out of interest than I can make now in a month by working, and maybe start living and not just being, you know, renting a room that is 3 by 2 meters, whatever. It's just it's not living, really, guys. It's not living, but that's the best I can do right now, and that's my situation. This is why I'm doing it. Sorry about the long video, but yeah, I think as a first, it's not even for you, I guess. Who cares? Like, it's gonna be very first video on very new channel, but in case you do care and you want to know what's gonna happen, well, I will have to do this every month just so I can keep track. So you may as well subscribe now. Subscribe and see what happens next month. Wish me luck. Hopefully we'll not go much more deeper on the S&P, because yeah, that's what's causing me most stress. But I know just don't sell, which I'm not planning anyway. And thank God I don't have to. Thank God I'm not in position when I will have to touch more debt basically to the credit card. Well, all the best to you though. Take care.